Get in tight, Peter.
Tight. Shawn right here from MuscularDevelopment.com with bodybuilding scribe Peter McGough, our senior editor, and Bob Cicherillo, the voice of professional bodybuilding. Bob, I'm going to start with you. Youth before wisdom over here. We are at the meet and greet at the 27th annual Arnold Classic. There was a lot of changes going on this year. Give us a little bit about what you know regarding the changes this week.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's 10,000 events, of course. They've got a whole different thing off-site, actually. They've got buses going, too. They've got a whole kids thing that's at the fairgrounds and that type of thing. They're always expanding the Arnold. I mean, every year you come here, there's different events, there's newer stuff. And this year you've got men's and women's physique also added into the mix for bodybuilding.
Which is the #1 change, adding more to this weekend. I thought it was not possible. But now that the Veterans Memorial is gone and we have the new venue over there, what's your take on everything, Pete?
Well, this has expanded, you know, in 26 years enormously. Now we've got, you can't possibly take everything in. Right. There's no way you can do the whole timetable. But of course we're here for the bodybuilding, basically, and that's still the crux of it to me. And I think this lineup, I mean, on paper when it first came out, it was like, there's only 2 guys that are in the Olympia. It's maybe not the best lineup ever, but then as it came together, there's a lot of storylines here. You know, Dexter's going for his 5th. You know, Evans is bigger than ever. So there's a lot of these guys at the crossroads at the moment, so it's a very intriguing contest altogether.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot more questions going in than we have answers at this stage in terms of what's on paper, because there's several guys that can fight it out for 1, 2, and 3. And not to mention, we got 4-time defending champion, we've got 2-time champion in Branch Warren, the new guy, Justin Compton. How do you process all this, Bob?
Well, the judges got to process it. That's going to be an interesting thing, Shawn. But, you know, Dexter's, he's going for history here. He's been tied with Flex Wheeler for years, and that's a title that nobody ever thought would probably get broken. Dexter had a good chance at it a couple of years ago, but he ran into Branch Warren, who's actually beaten Dexter here more times than anybody else. He's got a few Arnold Classic titles. If not for that, he might have 5 or 6 right now. So that's a great matchup. We saw some recent photos of Branch. He looks fantastic. Evan Sonapati looks fantastic. Justin Compton looks fantastic. Cedric looks fantastic. You got Ben Pekulski, who was runner-up here. So, I mean, you've really got, you know, we haven't even mentioned guys like Ruli Winkler yet. So this is huge. I mean, it's a big show, but what I like, Shawn, is a lot of people thought it was a mark against it that you didn't have the top 3 dogs in here, you know, in Wolf and Shawn Roden. Kai Green. Phil Heath obviously was not going to be doing it anyways. But to me, it makes for a more level playing field. Now you've got a competition that the judges are going to have to sort out.
Right, and he didn't even get around, Peter, to talking about guys like Lionel Bayeki or the Arnold Classic Brazil champion and Brandon Curry. I mean, some guys are definitely going to get lost in the mix at this competition.
Yeah, modern day bodybuilding is all about condition, who nails it. When you look at this field, I've never seen one so open. All those guys you've mentioned, there's a 6 or 7 guys that could conceivably be up there winning it, and certainly, and you know, the permutations are enormous. Dexter, I mean, we've seen pictures of him. He's going to come in bigger than he's ever been. Looking at him in the gym, you can see he's suffering maybe more than he's ever done. He's now talking about retirement. I think there's a clue there. I think there's almost the final roll of the dice here. Yeah. He's maybe pulling everything out. He's maybe doing things and gone places he's not been before, and he wants to go out with a bang. I'm not saying this is his last contest, but it could be his last year.
Well, definitely he looks like he can actually go for #5 age, irrespective of that. But one thing about the Arnold Classic weekend, Bob, I just came back from him seeing the amateur portion, prejudging today. They got more tomorrow and Saturday. 860 amateurs here on the 8th annual amateur Arnold.
I'm glad you're hosting that, not me. So thanks for taking that one. Yeah, I mean, listen, the amateur show has grown by leaps and bounds. I remember the first year there was maybe 400 or 5. You know, every year it's literally been like another 100 in there. You got some great amateurs from all over the world. So, you know, we've got some great competition here, both in amateur and, of course, in the amateur here is not NPC. For those that want to know, it's IFBB amateur. That's why you're global. Not seeing, you know, it's global. You know, and now they're expanding even more. They're going to be on every continent starting next year. South Africa in the mix. Marius Done, who we haven't even mentioned yet, right, in that men's lineup from South Africa. So he's looking forward to that one on his home turf, and he looks in good condition. So we've, you know, you circle back to this men's competition, Shawn, and you know, you've got the 212 competition. You've got some great names out there, you know, and Jose Raymond and Eduardo Correa. Absolutely. So it's a good one. It's a blockbuster this weekend. Yeah, and noticeably absent this year. We're not going to have the women's bodybuilding, which already kind of covered over that before, but we do have the addition of men's and women's physique, which is new for the Arnold Classic weekend.
Yeah, and we're in a position now where these classes have been around for 3 or 4 years. We've got rivalries coming in, and we've got established guys like Jason Poston, Mark Anthony. Yep. You know, I think he trains in the pyramid system, doesn't he, Mark? No. Anyway, so and the women's, you know, Donna Lynn Bailey and Julianne. Right. So we're getting these clashes now. We know who they are a little bit. Of course, it's great for the sport. Everybody can find their own level, but we still come back to the bodybuilding.
Absolutely, bodybuilding is the anchor, and make no mistake about it, we are in Columbus, Ohio, where there's a whole lot of white stuff out there on the ground. Some people missing planes, flights are being canceled, but nonetheless, people are driving 14 hours from New York. One of my buddies drove just to be here for this weekend, and inclusive of this weekend, a kids expo, gymnastics. They're still running the marathon. Hell, rain, snow, doesn't matter. They're going to run that. A little bit of everything. You can go to arnoldsportsfestival.com to get all the show times and all the information. We do know the women are going to go on stage tomorrow on the professional side. The men's prejudging start promptly at 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon, with the finals at 8 o'clock in the brand new venue. You know the name of the venue? What's it called? Battelle? I think it's Battelle Theater.
Battelle Theater or something like that. All I know is it's attached, so we don't have to go outside to the veterans anymore and then brave the elements. You know, so yeah, it is a little bit more convenient, which is kind of nice for us, even though obviously guys like yourself who stood on that stage at the Veterans, I'm sure we'll miss a little bit of piece of it, you know, a little history over there. Well,
one thing's for sure, we have a little bit of everything for somebody out here. And one thing we haven't discussed is the Lifetime Achievement Award that Arnold typically gives out. Does anybody know who's the recipient?
It's Jim Mannion.
Jim Mannion, the Don Corleone, Jim Mannion, president of the NPC, will be receiving his Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm looking forward to seeing that highlight clip as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jim's a great guy. The only thing I say about Jim is when he offers you a ride home and you're not in your own neighborhood, jump out the bloody car.
Forget about it. He started the Federation back in 1982. He's going to be honored here this Saturday night by Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. And, of course, everyone else is here. Hulk Hogan's going to be here. And,
Triple H. Don't forget, they've got the International Sports Hall of Fame. And they've got some big names coming out to that one. But, yeah, Triple H is getting inducted. They've got a few other guys. I just ran into Bob Goldman earlier, who's been putting that on for many years now, giving an invitation to that. So I'm looking forward to kind of going there and seeing some of the superstars of the WWE and a lot of other sports. We see the strongman.
Absolutely.
Over the weekend, me and Peter were coming down early. We were behind a few of these guys. They're planets.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, you know, they're 6'8" and 400 pounds. I mean, it's ridiculous.
We're going to see a lot of those guys this week. And right now, we're just kicking things off here Thursday at Meet the Athletes inside. All the athletes are signing autographs, taking pictures, and kissing babies. But come 48 hours from now, they're going to be taking the stage right here in Columbus, Ohio for the 27th anniversary of the Arnold Sports Festival weekend for Peter McGough.
Don't sign off yet.
Hold on. Bob gets the last word.
Predictions, my friend.
We need a prediction.
You got to get some predictions here. Now, you will weasel out of a prediction, as you always do. Me and Peter will go on the line now.
Let's hear it.
This is an easiest call in the world. Dexter Jackson, all day long, takes number 5, puts himself in the history books. No question about it.
All right, well, if that's an easy call, Peter, consider the competition first and then make your statement.
I think it'll be a battle. Dexter will be in it, but I think the guy that'll come out on top is Justin Compton. I think he's just relentless. You know, of all the guys in the contest, the only two that have got real consistency, haven't had a yo-yo career, are Justin and Dexter. Dexter's keeping the shape he's had. Justin's coming on. I just think he has a physique which is too much detail, too big. He'll be harder and grainier, and I just see him as the champion.
Well, Bob, I'm going to give my first prediction of my entire career, which dates back to when you and I were teenagers in 1984.
You predicted yourself to win.
I'm going to predict that Dexter Jackson is one of the last men standing, along with Justin Compton. This reminds me of like the Dexter and the Jay Cutler rivalry.
No Branch Warren in there.
I've got Justin at 26 years young, our youngest competitor in the show, and our second oldest competitor in 4-time champion, Dexter Jackson. We're going to find out in 48 short hours right here at musculardevelopment.com, where you can follow us along with our play-by-play and all of our interviews and photos at musculardevelopment.com. For Peter McGough and Bob Cicherillo, Shawn Ray signing off. musculardevelopment.com. Photo.